We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us.
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
Oh
no. You looked what?
I looked at my computer screen right now.
And noticed I hit record.
Yeah, I did. I noticed that. Welcome, everyone, to a very special High School Famous After Dark edition. I was going to call it Before Light or
also true.
Just After Dark. We're recording at night.
Yeah. I might have to do some stuff tomorrow and don't know when that might or might not happen. So I kind of have to just be available throughout the day. So, yeah, we're going to record tonight early. Just
they don't
fun.
We know that.
No, it's just you always get on me for explaining shit, but who gives a fuck if I explain it? It's just things to say. Sorry, everybody, if I bored you with my explanation as to why we're recording at night.
It's not that. It's just you say, we're recording tonight. They don't know what tonight means.
Oh, it's August 5th, 10:30 p.m.
Because they don't know when we normally record. It's all...
We mention when we normally record all the time.
That doesn't mean people remember or care enough to remember. That's all.
So let me rephrase that whole thing. So this is fun for everybody now because now they get to hear it all again. Let me rephrase how I should have said that. Hey, you guys, we're recording a little bit earlier than we normally do because I have stuff that might have to happen tomorrow when we normally would record. Or I won't even say tomorrow. Sorry, let me scratch that part too. I might have to be doing something when we normally record, so we're recording a little earlier. As in the night before when we normally record, which you don't know when that is. Who cares, right? Is that better? It felt natural.
It was it was a little more natural. You know, what's going on? What's going on
None
tomorrow?
of this is on the cutting room floor. This is all in.
We don't have a floor.
No, I'm having some car issues that I might have some help dealing with tomorrow, but I might not. I'm waiting on the availability of the person who's going to help me take a look at it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can. Otherwise, I'm kind of at the whim of when they're available to look at it so that I can hopefully avoid actually having to take it into a shop. And it's going to cost me probably 5 times as much to get fixed.
That would be gross.
Yep. And I'm also keeping my fingers crossed that I can, my car will drive the 2.5 miles to his place and not completely lock up before I get there.
Does this person, well, you'd have to call a tow service if not, right?
Yes.
Because I doubt this person would have the means to come get you and pull you the rest of the way. Or would they?
No, probably not. Well, the problem is that my car would need to get, like, the back end would have to be up off the ground because that's what is potentially going to lock up. I'm having a brake issue and my caliper is seized. And today, as I was driving, I went to go park the car. And when I went in reverse, it would not let me go in reverse. It would just halt. I would move like about a half a foot and then the car would just stop.
So your car
would go forward.
Your car would need to be presenting.
Yeah, it would have to be face down, ass up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that I can continue to go forward for about 2.5 miles. And then once I get there, we can jack it up, take it all apart, and get the caliper off, and then it should be good to go. Otherwise, I'd have to probably pull my wheel off and disconnect that caliper and just run my car off 3 brakes, which I guess is an option. I could probably do that. It was just my caliper would be hanging there. I'd have to figure out how to keep my caliper from dragging. I'd have to like
zip ties and whatnot.
Zip tie it to like the spring that's in the the shock that's in the back of the car. Because
there's a car I've noticed in my work parking lot that has like they had to reattach a fender or something with using zip ties, And the excess end of the zip ties are just flipping around out there.
They didn't even trim them off.
Why doesn't? Yeah, I see it so often where they just zip it on and then they don't do anything to cut off the ends.
They're like, well, it already is going to look bad. Might as well just make it look extra bad.
I guess it's not going to cause any issue for them to be there. It's not going to slow the car down, and it's not going to maybe potentially damage. It's not like if the end of a zip tie hits something, it's going to damage anything. So you're not risking anything by keeping them there.
Right.
But how hard is it to just take a scissors and try to sort of mask the way that it's attached there just a little bit?
Yeah. I like when the people get the colored duct tape that is never quite the right color of the car. But they're like, well, it's a red car. I'll get the red duct tape. And then, nobody will notice.
See,
until the sun dries it out and it starts peeling off.
My strategy was always to just use straight up gray duct tape and then find a marker that
you go.
Closely matches the paint color of the vehicle. You have more flexibility, more options that way. Because I'm not sure if you've noticed, I'm not sure how often you shop for A, markers, and B, duct tape in various colors. But you got a greater selection in the marker section.
True.
Than that of the duct tape. So
I will agree with you there.
I think we can qualify that as a life hack.
I mean, for the amount of things I've seen online that are life hacks nowadays, that's kind of better than most.
The restrictions, the criteria that qualifies something to be a life hack, they've been loosened over the years. They're real loosey-goosey with those.
Yeah. There's so many dumb things. Like, lists will pop up constantly that I'll just scroll through. And I don't know why I do it anymore, because at this point they just irritate me. I don't know if I've just gotten to this point in my life where I constantly search out things that'll just irritate me, because I get irritated every day at dumb internet shit. But yeah, there's some of the stuff people are like, look at this crazy life hack, and it's just like an example. Save the tabs off of a soda can, and then you can use that. You slide one end over a hanger, so then you can hang another hanger from the other end of that soda tab. You could hang a hanger from the hanger.
You
don't need a soda tab to do that. You could
hang a hanger from the closet rod.
Well, yeah, the idea is that you can fit more things in less space.
So,
idea behind it.
But if you hang a hanger from another hanger, they're not going to be completely parallel unless the hook part can sort of turn.
Well, it can't with the soda can.
But there's going to be more. There's going to be more wiggle room than if you were hanging a rigid,
I suppose,
hook for a hanger onto another hanger.
Stop trying to make this a valid life hack.
Look, it's how I hang all of my clothes.
Then there's a fuck ton of them where it's like, save your toilet paper rolls and do all this dumb, ugly shit with it. And then, I don't know, hang baskets from your wall so you can use them to store all your crazy knickknacks that you don't need.
See, now, again, you're just knocking all the stuff. Have you ever thought about it? I have completely replaced my entire fender with toilet rolls. Colored them with the appropriate marker. No one can notice.
That's not going to be good for when you need to return that car in 6 months.
Or when it rains.
Also true.
So I plan to just sort of bring it to the lot and just walk away. Have the keys in the ignition.
Talking about the car still, or
yes? Why?
Just the idea. I'm going to bring it.
I'm going to show up, but I'm going to bring it.
I'm going to totally bring it to that lot.
I'm going to have my floor mat on which I can perform breakdance moves.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's only one of the many ways that in which I
can bring it.
Yeah.
in which
it is brought in, I guess. In which, yeah. I'm trying to not end sentences with prepositions, So instead of saying something like,
isn't ending your sentence in kind of like a preposition? Kind of ending it in a proposition?
Well, isn't it called a preposition, not a proposition that I'm talking about?
That's what did you say preposition? Because I definitely said proposition, which is a much different thing.
I said preposition.
Okay.
So instead of saying, what are you referring to? You say, to what are you referring? I guess that's the correct way to say something.
It's the correct way, but nobody will think it's the correct way.
I know. They'll think I'm a weirdo.
Yeah. More so than usual.
I know. I'll get invited to less brisses.
Which is already 0.
Bri? What's the plural for bris?
I think brisses.
Brisses?
I mean, it's not very often that you pluralize them.
I mean, there are busy seasons.
So maybe it's I must attend many a bris.
Sure.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it's like moose. It's just the plural of bris is bris.
How many brisses to which are you going?
How many bris must you attend?
How many bris?
Yeah.
So
the plural is just bris.
Oh, I thought
that's what I was getting at.
I thought you changed it,
and then
you said it was brisses.
No, I said it's like moose, so the plural is just the same.
Well, maybe it's like goose. Maybe it's breese.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah. So I'll say breeze yourself for a busy year.
Or is it like some words where it might have multiple different ways to
pluralize?
Like
what's an example?
Penis can be penises or peni.
It can be peni?
I don't know. Just go with me on this. Just give this one to me.
Whenever penises are involved, I always go with you.
You always bring it?
I always bring it.
One of the other ways in which you bring.
It is always a way in which I bring to... That's not proper at all. Hey, let's get into... I'm going to do 2 dad jokes today because I just cannot decide between... You know what? Maybe not. All right, I'm going to do this one just because it's worse. All right, here's what I'm doing. It's in my hand. Ready for it? My wife told me she was getting really angry at me for singing I'm a Believer on repeat. I thought she was joking. Then I saw her face.
And now you're a believer?
Exactly. Well, it doesn't say that, but I think that part's implied.
It was.
All right. Do you want to hear the other one?
Let's bring it.
All right. It's going to be two. Here is where it will be. Bring.
Brought is still.
I once knew a wrestler who would always get his opponents in a headlock and write his name on their faces. It was his signature move.
God damn it.
I love these.
He
gets people in a headlock and then he writes his name on their face.
Yeah.
So
I got it.
So he's wrestling with a pen somewhere on his person that is easily accessible.
More likely a marker.
Yeah, or a Sharpie. Easily accessible.
I feel like a pen would be a more dangerous situation because it's less forgiving than like a Sharpie would be.
You've got a fine point there.
God damn it. See, and I was going to make a joke about it being called, however, it is called a Sharpie.
But it's dull?
Or something along those lines. Yeah.
A marker would be less Sharpie, even though a pen is less Sharpie.
Even though a pen is mightier than the sword.
Well, but
I don't know.
I'll take the penis mightier.
Yeah. The peni mightier.
Oh, you want to use it on multiple. You like to use your mightier on multiple peni?
Mm-hmm. I guess a better example would have been octopus, because apparently octopi and octopuses are both valid ways of
pluralizing that. I do hear octopuses a lot, and I think that's not correct.
I don't believe it is technically correct, but I think it's just gotten to the point where it's like people just like, fine, whatever.
It's just accepted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Idiocy is just taking over, and we're just it's giving up.
You're only as strong as your weakest person when it comes down to it. So,
oh no,
yeah, that's why the human race is just getting worse and worse because survival of the fittest doesn't happen anymore. So we're keeping the weak alive. It's
survival of the most dope.
It's just
the survival of the least sus.
It's just we've gotten to the point where we're keeping people alive that just don't need to be, and it's just making us weaker as a whole.
I heard it said that we're not necessarily living longer, we're dying more slowly. And that's to say that
I
there's
believe that.
a greater stretch of your life which is basically miserable, like
Oh, yeah.
beyond the point where you should have died, and you're just like continuing
I dread what my life is going to be like in about 30 years.
I thought you were going to say
I mean, my parents, my parents have just hit their 70s. And I'm just like, and they're fine. They're doing fine. They don't seem to be miserable yet.
But you're way worse off than they are.
I'm just a delicate little flower. And no, I mean, with the medical shit that I'm already going through at this point in my life, I'm like 30 years from now is not going to be a fucking wonderful time.
So do you regularly go in to get your crops dusted?
I have not gotten my crops dusted in many a year. I literally only go to the pharmaceutical store. I don't know. I was trying to keep it along the
otherwise known as a pharmacy.
I know. I was trying to keep it somehow along the same lines of like gardening metaphors, obviously, but I just failed horribly.
You did completely.
Yep. No, I only go to the doctor when I absolutely have to. I hate going to the doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anybody who just be like, I love going to the doctor. It's my favorite. But
no, but there are people that go in for their regular checkups, which I do not do.
Oh, yeah. I think I had my first ever actual physical in my life. I was probably in my 30s.
I know that I never did any sports in later school years, so I never had to get a physical for that. So I don't remember. I know I have gone in to get a physical, but I don't remember when it was or what it was for or for what it was.
Did you bring it? Did you bring it?
Believe it.
Your physical?
The doctor did not
Were you presenting?
The doctor did not know what hit him.
Then that's a bad doctor.
It's a bad doctor, right? They should have easily been able to identify what it was.
That is a bad doctor.
So please refrain from striking me with your extremities, sir.
And
I'm like, yes, I'm a sir.
So the physical obviously involves the hernia test. I assume you had that.
What does that do? What do they do for that?
They cup you and basically say, turn your head and cough to somehow that tests whether or not you have a hernia.
I was going to say, what does that have to do with a hernia?
I didn't know that. Apparently that's how they can tell.
I did have that happen, or I had that done. I didn't realize it was for a hernia.
He's like, I thought that was just something fun extra that we did. It was off the books.
Yeah, because they said don't tell anyone about this right before they did it.
But male doctor or female doctor? Not what do you prefer? What did you have?
It was a female doctor, I think.
Same.
Yeah, I think it was. Doctor.
Yeah, I was like it's a weird thing when you go to a doctor of the opposite sex and you have to do that, because to them it's just this is my job.
Nothing.
I don't care. But for you, you're just like,
they're like, I don't care how impressive you are.
I gotta drop my pants in front, or how unimpressive. Because I mean, let's be honest. No matter how impressive you are, when you're at the doctor's office, that's the least impressive you've ever been. Like that moment is just like, this is the worst it's ever looked.
That means That means you didn't do anything to prepare.
I didn't prep the presentation.
That wasn't the case.
Yep. I was unprepped for my presentation, so to speak.
I'm like, I want the doctor to write a paper about this.
So here's a story. I had an elected surgery that I did. It's been almost 10 years now. When I went and had
you got your caliper adjusted?
No.
Oh.
Let's not. It's a very sore subject with me right now. That stupid fucking car. I'm so irritated.
I mean, you're always sore after surgery.
Well, okay. So I had not to go into too much detail about it, but I had a plastic surgery done almost 10 years ago, and I kind of realized later on that I don't know if I had to be fully nude under the gown I was in. I maybe could have still had underwear on. But I was just fully nude under the gown. I guess I didn't
Sure.
ask, do I need to be fully naked? I just assumed I had to be.
No, you asked,
So,
can I be fully
just
naked?
before-
I think is how the story goes.
So just before the surgery, the doctor came in and he had to like mark some stuff on
Sure.
for what he was going to do. So he's like, all right, I just need to mark some stuff. So then he kind of knelt down in front of me and I had to lift up my gown. And at that point, I'm just like, this is weird. This is really weird for me. And at that moment too, I was kind of like, I wonder if he knew I was going to be fully naked or if he was expecting that I would have boxers on.
Something on? Yeah.
At that point, I was just kind of like, I'm slightly mortified, but I'm not sure if I should be. Like, should I be naked in front of him right now? Or I would hope that if I didn't have to be, he would have maybe said, you can have your underwear on. Then I've been like, oh, cool, great, thanks. I'll put those back on. But I believe they did have to insert, if I'm remembering correctly, I believe they had to go in through my groin to do something.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. So I might have had to have them off. I don't know. I maybe just completely flashed that doctor unnecessarily.
I'm sure that the doctor didn't even notice.
Yeah. Didn't see a thing.
Didn't see a thing. They're like, okay, we've got a Ken doll in room 103. So that is a big part of Kevin Smith's heart attack story.
Right.
Is they had to go in through his groin to access the artery that was blocked.
Yeah.
And he was like
mortified.
Fighting to not have to take off his underwear. And like,
right.
He's just, it's so stupid. But he doesn't want, he'll talk about having a very small dick, but then he'll be like, I don't want anyone to see it because then they'll laugh and snicker, and then somehow it'll be like out in the world that he's like this. But he'll say openly that he's not endowed very well. So I don't know. I don't.
But he's also, what's crazy though is he's also openly talked about how he one time did touch his penis to his lips.
That's right. Yeah. So I don't know how that works.
Yeah, and he's a big dude, so that's not easy for a fit person that's well endowed to be able to do.
I don't know.
I don't know
how he pulled that off.
Yeah.
Maybe he pulled it off.
Well, I mean, he said he did.
No, maybe he
was no.
Maybe in order to do it, he pulled it off. There it is.
Gotcha.
There it is.
Yep. I think I picked up on it like halfway through. But yeah, that wasn't. That also for me wasn't the last time I had to show my penis to a doctor, which is fantastic. It's always fun when you go in for a different issue, and then like I went in and was talking to the doctor about what was going on and everything, and then like, yeah, it sounds like that's probably what it is. Well, do you want me to look at it? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no, but in the end, I'm like, well. Yeah, I mean, I'm here for you to make sure this is what's going on. So,
yeah,
let me pull my dick out. Just me and you in this room right now. Here's my dick. All right.
I think I want to say there's maybe 3 times tops that I've been to the doctor and then had to go through that.
Had to pull it out.
And I just like wasn't even thinking about it really. The first time I think, because it was like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
But then the other 2 times, I'm just like, yeah, they need to check things out. So this is what they do. I didn't feel weird about it, I guess.
Yeah, I felt like the surgery time when I just kind of like lifted up. It felt
because you were unsure.
It felt more weird. Well, I was unsure, and it felt more weird too because he was knelt down in front of me. So that's what was also kind of weird about it. Like the last time I had to do it, the doctor was sitting in a chair across the room.
You're like, I swore I would never do this again.
Yeah. Told myself I wouldn't do it again.
Those were like, tough.
I don't know. That one didn't weird me out as much, but it's still that thing of just like, all right, I'm pulling my dick out in front of a person.
So
even
how
though
did you?
It's a completely medical situation. It's still weird.
So how did you feel when they had to leave the room and come back with the microscope? Hold for response.
It was clinical, Sean. They needed to make sure.
We need to be absolutely certain.
I've actually been more weirded out. Like, I'm less weirded out about having to pull my dick out in front of a doctor as I am to have to bend over and then spread my ass. That to me is weirder.
I have not done that.
I've had to do that a few times.
I've not had to do that. I thought you were going to say you're less weird about having to pull your dick out than when you have to push it out.
And then spread my ass. I'm like, I don't think this is part of the process.
Well, no.
I have a sore throat.
Well, no. You were in a very strange situation. And so they turned around because you were going to have to, you were going to have to spread your cheeks, but then you did that. Then they said, okay, now for me to see anything, you're going to have to pull your dick out.
Yeah. Of my ass.
Yes. Again, late to...
the weirder part was they told me to lay down on my back first and then pull my knees up to my chest and then spread my ass. It was really weird.
Yeah, guys, I would have argued with them. I would have said, hey, by the time my legs are up here, it's going to be spread already. What more spread do you need?
A lot.
Yeah. A lot more.
A lot more.
We want you to be bleeding. Ass. We want you to be bleeding, basically.
I'm like, already am. That's why I'm here. Anyway.
What? Why?
I don't know.
You're like, doctor, my ass is too tight. I think there's a problem.
It's constantly bleeding.
I'm having trouble fitting things in there. This, like regular things.
Yeah. Like the normal things you put in a bottle.
Yeah, what do I do?
I can't even put the normal stuff in anymore.
I've never been able to move up to the weird stuff.
Yeah.
I've been having too much trouble with the regular stuff. Doc.
Baby carrots used to be a breeze.
You were going to say something?
Was I?
I think you said so, Sean, and then I talked about dick in your ass.
I was trying to I was just going to way change the subject just
okay.
Because it seemed like a fun opportunity to just go completely off that topic.
Well, we could do that because being that this is the High School Famous After Dark edition, I pulled up a list.
Oh,
these 100. These. Sorry. Okay.
Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
These 100 dark humor jokes will be right up your alley if you've got a wicked sense of humor.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that both of us are capable of producing some pretty dark, demented, twisted jokes and comments.
Yeah, I've written a few really dark jokes.
So this will be don't get your book. We don't need them. We've got a list of 100 already here, Matt. We've got a provided list. We don't need you to add any more of your jokes that you've also pulled from the internet.
No, I've written some. Shut up.
Right. Yes. I'm looking at a joke on the computer, and if I write the same words down on a piece of paper, I can say that I wrote that joke.
No, I've literally made up jokes that are also dark.
Got it. Well, let's...
Shut up.
Sorry.
Well, you're in luck because I don't know where the damn book is anyway.
I guess we're just going to read from your book then? All right. Let's see.
No, I don't know where it is.
So, this first one, I wouldn't qualify this as dark humor at all. Let's find out. I just got my doctor's test results, and I'm really upset about it. Turns out, I'm not going to be a doctor.
Yeah, that's not dark.
The only way
that's a bet. I mean, that falls along the lines of dad jokes, and that's a little bit better than the ones you told today.
Right. The only way I could twist it to make it a dark joke is if it was worded a little differently, but basically the punchline means that they're not going to be a doctor because they're not going to live long enough to become a doctor. Okay. Like the result is saying that they have something terminal or they have a very short amount of time left. But that is not that's not how it's spelled out.
Add a little part at the end of the word. Just add the words "because I have AIDS."
There it is. I'm not going to be a doctor.
Darkened it up a little bit.
Because before we continue, Walker says I have AIDS.
God damn it, that's such a great clip. Before we continue, real quick, you know how I jot down notes as we're going along.
You do that.
Yeah. This part, I meant to write dark humor. For some reason, wrote dark human. Totally different thing. So I have to fix that.
Well, just burn it. Just burn the whole notebook.
Oh,
no. Nope. Not like, nope.
Wow. Dark humor.
That's not. Nope. I meant because to get rid of evidence that you wrote that, but I can tell now what you thought I meant.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so by High School Famous After Dark, by accident, I just came up with something way darker than probably anything on this list.
On to the next one.
Yeah, my grief counselor died, but he was so good I didn't even care.
Oh wow! Yeah, it's that better. It's a little bit better.
So some of these are sort of just mean. They're not like, because I think of dark as in demented and involving death and involving things like that. But some of these are just sort of, they're meant to be kind of cruel. So today I asked my phone, insert virtual assistant name here. I'm not going to say it because it might screw up our recording, but
it might start actually saying something to you.
Why am I still single? And then my phone activated the front camera.
That's awful.
Yeah, and I would log that as a malfunction of the phone, and I would call the manufacturer and ask for a replacement or some troubleshooting methods to help fix.
Yeah, and then you'd ask that new phone.
Hey,
and it would.
I might even ask the tech support person, "Hey, why am I still single?" And then they would hang up on me.
I thought you were in person. I was going to say they would walk away,
and they would activate their front camera
and look at and turn it towards you.
And tarn it right toward me.
I didn't say tarn it.
You said tarn it. You'll hear it anyway.
No.
This one's stupid.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you the Dr. Pepper joke? I thought I may have said it on here before.
Yeah.
Why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle?
Yeah.
Why?
I forgot, but I heard it already. I already heard it
because his wife died.
See, that's dark humor.
That's darker. See,
right?
I got good dark. So if yours fail, even though some of these are also from the internet, I've got some backups.
Like this. As I get older, I remember all the people I lost along the way. Maybe my budding career as a tour guide was not the right choice.
Okay.
Not dark.
Not dark, but it's pretty good.
I like that a little more.
Yeah. He's killed so many people.
Okay, all right, I'll give it this one. Okay, I was digging in our garden and found a chest full of gold coins. I wanted to run straight home to tell my wife about it. Then I remembered why I was digging in our garden.
Because it's her.
He was going to bury her.
Oh, because he was going to bury her. I thought the joke was going to be that the chest was like a human chest.
Oh no, but it's full of Oh, you're dark.
I went darker.
You're dark.
I somehow went darker with that.
You're in all black clothes.
This is blue.
Oh, you're in some black clothes. Your hat's black.
My hat and my pants are black. Yeah.
All right. Well,
and my socks.
I'm glad you're wearing pants for this visit. Yeah. What my question about here? This is so. I was digging in our garden. Mm-hmm. I wanted to run straight home. You're already home.
Oh, yeah. It's a poorly worded joke.
Don't they mean like inside? Or
it's all falling apart.
I know. This list is garbage. I learned recently that an English garden is just a yard.
Yep.
I was not aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
This has been the British Minute.
This is very punny and stupid. The doctor gave me some cream for my skin rash. He said I was a sight for psoriasis.
That's not dark.
I know. This is...
What is this? Is this scarymommy.com?
No, it's parade.com. The darkest of all websites.
Yeah.
Parade.com.
Darker than a parade.
A night parade.
Unless it's the Black Parade.
Dark. What is that?
Is it the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance?
I don't know if it is that.
I'd sing it, but I don't want to get copyright struck. I was going to say stricken and then stop myself.
Don't challenge death to a pillow fight unless you're prepared for the repercussions.
It probably says repercussions.
I know it does. Repercussions.
Yeah, you said repercussions.
I know I tried to make it closer to the word repercussions.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, dude.
You
Dark
failed
jokes.
it. The joke would have been funny, but you fucked it up.
These
Just
aren't
read
dark
what's on the
jokes.
prompter.
These aren't dark jokes. I don't have a carbon footprint. I just drive everywhere.
All right, Sean, do I need to pick it up a notch?
This list should be things that idiots say.
Yeah, they're dumb.
All right, this is dark. This is a little dark.
Okay.
Even people who are good for nothing have the capacity to bring a smile to your face, like when you push them down the stairs. Dark, not humorous, but dark.
It's not even really that dark.
You're pushing a person that's good for nothing down the stairs, and you're smiling
Yeah,
about
they're
it.
good for nothing. That's good for the human race.
Yeah, but you're smiling
Get rid
about
of the weaker people.
bringing harm to someone.
Yeah, because in the end, you're bringing harm to one person, but you're lifting up the entire rest of the population.
Look, just because you're good for nothing doesn't mean you're bad for something. That's my wisdom for the day. Little nugget. Let's throw that into a fortune cookie. Their country of origin.
I have some fortune cookies sitting on my table right now.
Great.
Yeah.
Are they dark?
Golden in color.
Oh, a man walks into an enchanted forest.
Okay.
And tries to cut down a talking tree. You can't cut me down, the tree exclaims. I'm a talking tree. The man responds, you may be a talking tree, but you will die a log.
Dark humor.
Dark humor. High School Famous After Dark edition.
That is Sean, did
You know
you
the
Google dark humor or you just found it?
I Googled dark humor.
All right. Did you click on the first link?
I clicked on the first link after I clicked on the third link. So, and I just thought of something. Anytime they say that something is after dark, it should just be called during dark. Because after dark is morning when it becomes light out.
Yeah. It's supposed to just signify after dark happens.
I know, but which is when light happens.
Well, after it has become dark.
High School Famous During Dark edition.
During dark.
When my Uncle Frank died, he wanted his cremations to be buried in his favorite beer mug. His last wish was to be Frankenstein. So he wanted to be a doctor, a scientist.
Yeah.
Or named after one. Do you know the phrase, one man's trash is another man's treasure?
I do know that phrase.
Wonderful saying. Horrible way to find out that you were adopted.
Okay. That's all right. It's not dark.
Now, again, these are the internet standards. Like, you know how this goes, Matt. Things that people
internet standards is a oxymoron.
There you go. But there are standards employed on the internet, like web standards. Anyway, that's a technical thing. But stories that claim to be hilarious, we do not find hilarious. Therefore, stories or jokes that claim to be dark humor based, we are not going to find to be so dark. Why did the man miss the funeral?
I don't know.
These are so corny. He wasn't a mourning person.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This setup doesn't establish the character's connection to the person who passed away. Why did the man miss the funeral? The answer could have been he didn't know the guy. All right,
I'm literally at this point trying to look up better jokes.
Come on. Look, I didn't proofread beforehand.
This one's not dark. It's just stupid.
Sure. That's like what I've been reading.
Do you want to know how I recently seduced an obese woman?
No.
Well, actually, it was a piece of cake.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know you're not liked when you get handed the camera every time they take a group photo.
What?
You know you're not liked when you get handed the camera every time they take a group photo.
Oh, gotcha. That's not...
But this also doesn't establish that you are part of they.
Yeah. I mean, I get asked to take photos of people out and about every once in a while.
Yeah. Whereas I ask to take photos of people when I'm out and about. It works a lot.
Hold on. You know what would be kind of a weird thing to do if people are like, "Oh, can you take a picture of us or whatever?" And you just pull out your phone and take a picture of them and then walk away.
Sure. Click.
Yeah.
Well, there's no click, but
did I tell you what my favorite thing to do is?
Awesome.
I think I mentioned it on here before though. my favorite thing to do is if somebody does ask you that, quickly flip the camera to you and take a picture of yourself first.
Yes,
and then flip it back. Yeah, it's a fun thing to do.
I thought was genius.
Yeah, it's funny.
And I have not had the opportunity since then to take a picture of a group of people.
Yeah,
to try to do that myself in real life.
Dracula visits his doctor and says, "Doctor, I'm really worried. For a while now, there's been no blood in my stool."
Where did Joe go at? Where did Joe go after getting lost in a minefield?
I don't know. Everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, it's the answer. Damn it. All right.
I like how I figured it out.
Yeah. What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick.
That it's not dark, but that joke is in my book because I loved it because it was so absurd. I have another one that's similar to that. It's what's green and if it got stuck in your teeth would kill you. A tractor.
Okay, just as random
and absurd,
unexpected.
Yeah.
My husband and I have reached the difficult decision that we do not want children. If anybody does, please just send me your contact details and we can drop them off tomorrow.
Love it.
Yeah. Let's see. To teach kids about
Go ahead.
To teach kids about democracy, I let them vote on dinner. They picked tacos. Then I made pizza because they don't live in a swing state.
Because they don't have the right to vote.
Yeah, because they're children, but they
also,
don't live in a swing state.
And that just becomes either a communist or a dictatorship kind of situation. So that's not teaching them about democracy at all.
Okay, I like this one just because it's the group it's targeting. What's the difference between a hipster and a football player?
I don't know.
A football player showers.
Okay.
Dark.
Do you want to hear some actual dark jokes?
Fine.
Like these are going to, at this point, are going to seem probably ridiculously dark because these other ones have been so bad.
All right, so let me jump back. I didn't click on the first link after clicking on the third link. I clicked on the first link after clicking on the 8th link. Okay.
Also, anti-jokes are kind of funny too if you ever find those. Hold on. I also found a Reddit link to dark jokes. Those will probably find some real doozies on Reddit.
Reddit is ruthless.
Oh, well, one of the first ones I read is actually a Jimmy Carr joke.
So before you say it, in my defense, the first link I clicked on it because it was called legit.ng. I'm like, well, this already passes the test.
Yeah, it's legit.
And then I clicked on it, and it did not pass the test.
No. So this is actually a Jimmy Carr joke.
That fella.
It says, if only Africa had more mosquito nets, then every year we could save millions of mosquitoes from needlessly dying of AIDS.
See, that's better. That's a dark joke.
Dark. It's a very dark joke.
I'm going to click on something else, and hopefully it's... No, right. This is Reader's Digest. How bad can this be?
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that link, and I avoided it.
Well, because it says...
they're not going to be that bad.
Well, it says for jokes for anyone with a morbid sense of humor. So that made me think, hopefully it's promising. But you know what the first one is? The first joke was one I already read from the other page.
Yep.
Stupid.
So I'll read a couple that I actually have written in my book here.
Right.
That I thought were dark enough to put in. This is the back section of my book, so this is the section I could only tell certain places.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. What's the difference between a Catholic priest and a zit?
What is it?
A zit will wait until you're 12 before it comes on your face. I see you liked it. That's darker than the other stuff. Sean is shocked into silence.
120 dark humor jokes that push the boundaries.
Sean, do you know what's worse than raining cats and dogs?
What, Matt?
Hailing Hitler.
That is worse.
Yeah.
What do you call intelligent people in the U.S.?
I don't know.
Tourists. Commentary.
Stupid Americans.
I know. Wait, is that us? Are we them?
Sean, why was the guitar teacher arrested?
Why, Matt?
For fingering A minor.
That's not illegal.
It was in this case.
Oh, I tell you, Matt, these jokes, they don't get darker than this. Are you ready? Be prepared. Are your socks on? Because they will be knocked off.
They are currently on, and I'm also sitting.
Yeah. Okay. Why is dark spelled with a K and not a C?
I don't know.
You can't see in the dark.
Fuck.
I feel sick.
That's too much. Sean, do you know the difference between an 11-year-old girl and ice cream?
I don't want to know the answer, but what is it?
Oh, you can't use an 11-year-old girl to lure ice cream into your basement.
That's I'm trying to decide if that's worse than what I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I thought there was going to be some sort of something said about licking.
Oh, no. Yeah.
So I guess I'm slightly relieved that it didn't, but it was still a terrible answer. What did the cannibal do after he dumped his girlfriend? You have it in there?
Yep, he wiped his ass.
He wiped it. Okay, fine. Hey, that means that, something on this
my
list
joke is different. It says wife.
Oh, sorry. So yours is so much better.
Yeah.
So much darker.
Hey, what do 4 out of 5 people enjoy?
What?
Gang rape.
On average.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad.
This one's actually bad. I'm afraid to say it.
I just brought up rape.
Why should you fear white people in prison instead of the blacks?
Ooh, yeah, that's badly worded.
I know. Because you know that the whites are in for actually committing something.
Jesus Christ. That's social commentary. That's just social commentary.
It is. But it's weird that it's so oddly controversial compared to everything else that I've read so far.
Why is this on the list? Okay. Back in 2016, patient, how was my cancer test result? Doctor, I have some good news, some bad news, and some super bad news. Patient, what's the super bad news? Doctor, Ben Affleck is the new Batman.
So what I would have put in there is some information about the movie Superbad. Like,
yeah,
it's finally coming to streaming.
Some super bad news. Oh, that would have been way better, actually. It's not dark, but it would just been a better joke.
How do you turn any salad into a Caesar salad?
I don't know.
Stab it 23 times.
Yeah.
Oh, Ooh.
After dark, Sean. It's okay. It's after dark. We didn't write
this.
Any of these.
I didn't write this. Matt, what was Morgan Freeman called before the Civil War?
I don't think you should finish this joke.
Morgan.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I didn't write it. If you're angry, please write your concerns to humormama.com.
What's the difference between a truckload of marbles and a truckload of babies?
What, Matt?
You can't unload marbles with a pitchfork.
Yeah, you can. It's just very ineffective.
I don't think you'd be able to do it.
I'm sorry. It's humornama or humornamo.com.
All right, yeah, that's a joke I'm not going to actually say on here.
Now, if you have the pitchfork in completely sideways, you can get a little row of marbles out from that one prong of the pitchfork.
Yeah.
It's not very effective, but it can be done. Matt, why don't fat girls get dates?
I don't know.
They're harder to pick up. Like you pick a girl up to go on a date. Didn't write it.
It's not okay. I have some bad news. It seems the condition is more serious than we thought. You have 10 to live. Oh no, 10 what? Months? Weeks? 9, 8, 7. That's the joke.
Wow, what a bad doctor.
Yeah.
Some of these are like, they're not even tastefully bad. What kind of person cannot learn from their mistakes?
I don't know.
A bomb diffuser.
Oh, yeah, well.
It's true.
That's true. It's sad, but it's true. Here's a classic joke right here. What's the best thing about fucking 23-year-olds?
What?
There's 20 of them.
You're gross.
I didn't write it.
Hey, what looks British but isn't British?
The contents of the British Museum?
Close. Everything in the British Museum.
Close. It's the exact answer.
It was close.
Yeah, some of these I'm literally skipping so many of them because it's not even just that they're dark, it's that they're horribly offensive.
Yes, there's something. It's like this list took a surprising turn because toward the beginning they were so punny and corny, like the ones on the other page. But some of these, I'm reading through them and I'm like, I don't want to read that one. I don't want to read that one. I don't want to read that one.
Like some of these are ones that you like. Yeah, like.
Hey Matt, why did the child
funny in a vacuum?
Yeah, yeah. Why did the child cross the road?
I don't know.
Because he didn't wear a seatbelt.
Jesus Christ, it's fucked up.
After dark.
Dark.
High School Famous During Dark edition.
During dark. What's the quickest way to get a nun pregnant?
What's that?
Dress her like a choir boy.
That's not true.
There's much quicker ways.
No. I mean,
take it from me.
I hold the record. They would, discover that it's not what they were after, and then give up.
Oh, want another piece of social commentary?
Sure.
Why don't the cops give Batman a badge?
Why?
Because Batman doesn't kill people.
Ooh. Defund the police.
Corrupt cops.
Yeah, that was totally color commentary or social commentary.
That doesn't.
Oh, okay. I get this
after
one.
I read the answer, it doesn't technically make sense.
So, Matt, this joke kind of, according to you, this is how we already live. What would the world be like without women?
The way it is now.
A pain in the ass. You see, because the only way to fornicate. What?
Yeah, it's not always painful
for you. Maybe you can't even get regular stuff up there.
It's true. Shit, that's canon now.
That's canon. We have High School Famous canon.
High School Famous canon now. Shit, I can't get.
We gotta figure.
Can't get normal things in my butt.
We gotta figure a way to retcon that later on.
So the way this joke is written, like I know what they were going for here, but they didn't word the setup properly enough for it to make sense. So this is, what is the only female organ that is still hot after death? My dick.
Oh, because...
But it should have been like, what is the only organ in the female body that is still hot after death? My dick.
Then
that would have been the better way. Yeah, because my dick is not a female organ.
Hey.
Okay. And it's not the only one.
Why do Arabs hate chests?
Dicks. Why do Arabs hate chests?
Chess.
Okay.
Chess, the game.
I couldn't fathom to come up with a potential answer that wouldn't make me look horrible.
Right. Again, I didn't write this because the queen is allowed to move freely.
That's just social commentary.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a longer joke. I'm not okay. This is a longer joke. I'm not pre-reading it. So whatever comes from this. All right. 3 friends were at a campfire talking, and one of them asks, "What's the fastest thing in the world?" In that the first one answers, "The lightning, because it falls from the sky to earth before you can see it." The second then continues, "I think the light, because when you press the switch in a room, it covers everything in less than a second." And at the end, the very sure third responds, "Diarrhea." The other 2 stare at him confused and ask why the diarrhea, to which he tells them, because once I had diarrhea, so I ran as fast as lightning to the bathroom, and by the time I turned on the light, I had already shit myself. Okay, well, that was stupid.
That's stupid.
I'm glad we wasted our time.
Hey, Matt, why? Where to go? Oh, why are orphans so bad at dodgeball?
I don't know.
Because no one misses them.
It's awful. Sean, what's the difference between me and cancer?
What?
My dad didn't beat cancer.
Oh, that's dark in two ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's showing favoritism.
Yeah. Like he didn't even try to beat it. He's just like,
yeah. He let it get away with anything. This is weird.
Sean, what do Pink Floyd and Princess Diana have in common?
They're famous.
Their greatest hit was The Wall.
I mean, that's clever.
Hmm.
That's all right. All right. I like that one. Let's see. Oh my God. All right, man.
Hit me with it.
What's the hardest part about being a pedophile?
Is it your penis?
Fitting in.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's worse than what you thought. Hey, you like this one? You like this one, Matt? You probably heard it. You probably heard it already or told it. Helen Keller walks into a bar, then a table, then a chair.
Yep,
that's it.
I don't think I maybe have heard that before. It seems familiar.
Oh my God, some of these are so bad. I don't want to say that one.
So this is very similar to a joke that I made up. So this person said, "This is my coworker the other day. I keep blowing my rape whistle, but no one ever shows up." So it's either saying like they want somebody to show up so they can do it, or nobody shows up to help them. But I had a joke that I told a long time ago when I was, more into shocking people with awful things. And I asked somebody if they wanted to hear my rape whistle once. And they're like, yeah. And I went, like the come here dog whistle.
Gotcha. Great.
I think I maybe even said, come here, girl. With it. So, yeah.
This you have to know some gamer terms to understand this joke. What do you call a serial killer in a maternity ward?
I don't know.
A spawn camper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a video game thing.
Yeah.
If you didn't get that joke, get in the comments and ask us to explain it.
I know I've heard this somewhere else, but okay, I think you've heard this already. A man and a young boy are walking into a forest at night. The boy says, "I'm scared." Anything? The man says, "You're scared. I have to walk out of here alone."
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, so you hadn't heard that one?
It sounds vaguely familiar, but it wasn't enough that I knew what was coming right away. What do you get when you mix goat DNA and human DNA?
What's that?
You get kicked out of the zoo.
Oh, I like that.
I actually said petting zoo, which makes more sense because it's a goat.
Yeah. Or you could say you get kicked off the farm.
Right. How do you separate the Greek men from the Greek boys?
With a divider.
The crowbar.
Oh, I see. Took me a second.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Because, I don't do that sort of thing on the regular, so that's not going to be the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah.
Do that on the regular?
Not on the regular.
Yeah. I don't regularly fuck Greek boys. Occasionally.
Let's see. Why can't you fool an aborted fetus?
Because it's already dead?
It wasn't born yesterday.
Oh.
This is a very I don't know how people are going to feel about this episode.
This episode's fucked.
Should we just scrap it? I mean, should we just?
It's whatever. It's whatever.
Should we just throw it? Should we just save it for like a special thing
whatever.
later? Like,
no, it's whatever. You don't like it? It's whatever.
Why? Here's another one. Why are abortion jokes rare?
I don't know.
They're hard to deliver. Didn't write it.
I'm trying to bring us back.
Let's get them back on our side.
I was gonna try to find some. These are some anti jokes.
Okay.
To try to get us back to.
So many of these jokes on this list are very. I mean,
there's a lot.
I said some racist jokes, like they're more social commentary jokes, but there are a lot of other just racist.
Oh, I'm
jokes
sure there's some that are
I
just awful. I skipped a bunch of stuff that I'm just like,
Yeah,
they're just like on the cusp of this joke is about to be a hate crime. Like, I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah. So the ones that we have said, like I was a little apprehensive about reading some of the ones that I did read.
Same.
And there are a bunch that I did not read. So, that can tell you what we're dealing with here.
Well, and the thing is too, like me and you typically don't shy away from certain things.
Yeah, but you know what?
But we're recording this.
No, I know. Exactly. You know what? Whatever. We could talk about something afterward. Okay. This is maybe not, now that I'm thinking about it, to have this be what we decided to do for the episode.
Yeah.
Without it, maybe it wasn't the best decision.
Why?
Just, I don't know.
Fine.
It could be.
Here's the thing. We didn't write any of these jokes.
That's true.
We were trying to find some dark stuff. They're dark. Jokes are jokes. I mean, people get offended by jokes. That's fine. If you're offended, that's fine. Be offended.
Well, okay.
It's your right to be offended.
This
isn't us.
No, I know. And so I heard about this. I think his name was Shane McGillis or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was just on the podcast with Dana Carvey and David Spade. He got hired on. He was going to be a new cast member on SNL.
Okay.
Within I want to say, was it 6 days or 6 hours? Whatever the case was, some podcast he did where he said some questionable things was surfaced, and then he was fired before he was ever even on the show.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, not to say that we're ever going to get up to like SNL level, but it's like, right. I could see this being a problem later on if we become anything of note.
I think there's a difference between like, if we said some things that there's a difference between saying something like reading stuff like this as like, oh, somebody wrote this crazy joke, and yeah, it's bad, but it's also, I mean, it's a joke. It's not meant to be taken seriously.
No, I know, but people will just take the soundbite that they need to come after you.
Well,
but
then it's like, okay, you're taking this out of context. Here's what the actual context is. But the thing is, like, saying your own opinions and then being fucked up is a lot different than just reciting something that somebody else wrote, or just saying something in the context of, hey, this is a joke. We don't actually believe or think this. If people take anything we say in any of our episodes as fucking gospel, that's ridiculous. 99% of the shit we say on this show isn't who we are.
No, I know.
We make jokes all the time. I talk about you killing dogs constantly. I talk about you living in a tiny basement. Like, none of this shit's real.
No, I know, but I think it's just because some of this is like abortion stuff and race stuff. It's just like, that's the stuff that people will get really up in arms about.
Yeah, but
so I'll just go to another dog. I'll offend dog lovers again.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you call it? What do you call a dog with no legs?
What do you call a dog with no legs?
Yeah.
I don't know what.
It doesn't matter what you call him. He's not coming.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's so offensive. But no, it's just this thing of like, look, if you get offended, that's fine. You have the right to get offended by it, but then don't listen to us. If you're offended by us reading jokes other people wrote and finding why those jokes were at least remotely humorous, you don't have to listen to us. That's fine. But just understand, none of the what is reality? None of this is fucking real. Who gives a shit?
Well, so like we said, we didn't write these jokes. We're just reading them off of a website. Although Matt did claim to have written some of the jokes.
None of the ones I read were ones I wrote. Honestly, they weren't.
Well then.
So
you got anti-jokes. You've got some anti-jokes.
Let's end this thing with anti-jokes.
Yeah.
Nobody can be offended by these.
Sure.
Or offended. We're offended by them.
Yeah. Or defunded.
What do you call a joke that isn't funny?
A dark humor joke.
A sentence.
I don't get this. Like, what does this mean?
It's just a sentence. If it's not funny, it's just something somebody said. It's just a sentence.
But a joke is a sentence.
Yeah, but it's not funny. But a joke can be classified as a joke.
Yeah. So is this
If
like
it's
a
not funny? It can't be a joke. It's just
is this like
sentence.
a square rectangle thing? Kind of.
Oh, Sean, I think you're really reading way too much into this.
All right, go ahead. Go. What's the next one?
You want to hear something that will make you smile?
Sure.
Your facial muscles.
Oh, so I get what's going on.
Yeah, they're anti-jokes, Sean.
Yeah.
You're understanding it now? You're catching up? What do you call a pencil sharpener that can't sharpen pencils?
Broken. Yes.
It's like almost a test. Where was the Constitution signed?
At the bottom.
The bottom.
Man.
Yeah.
This should be have me try to guess the answer.
Yeah. What do you call a talking turtle?
I don't know.
Fictional.
Oh, okay. All right.
What did one stranger say to the other?
Who are you?
Nothing. They didn't know each other.
Oh.
Mm.
That was the trick.
What does one French guy say to another French guy?
Monsieur.
My name is also Guy.
Well, they'd say
French
Guy.
guy and French guy. I
They'd
know,
say Guy.
but if I would have said that, you would have probably... Why did the dinosaur say hello to the little girl?
Because his name was Barney.
He was being polite. Jesus Christ, Sean.
Oh, sure.
What's brown and sticky?
Caramel.
A stick.
My answer is also right.
All right.
Next joke. Or next anti-joke. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what's really odd?
Numbers.
Close. Numbers that aren't divisible by 2.
Oh, that's even more funny.
Much more specific. I can still remember my grandpa's last words before he kicked the bucket. He said, "Hey, how far do you think I can kick this bucket?"
Oh, and then he died?
No.
Oh. I know he didn't die, Matt.
My girlfriend is like an iPhone 7. She doesn't have a headphone jack. Cool.
I would hope not.
What do an elephant and a grape have in common?
They're round?
One of them is purple.
Wow.
Doesn't even work.
That doesn't make... Yeah. I could never have guessed that one.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side.
No, chickens do not have the cognitive ability to reason. Therefore, it was random.
I mean, if this doesn't kill at parties, I mean...
a proton walks into a bar. No one noticed it because protons are tiny and everywhere.
That's the best one.
Why do we dress baby boys in blue and baby girls in pink?
I don't know, Matt. Why do we do that?
Because they can't dress themselves.
Oh, yeah. But that doesn't explain why we specify those colors. That's what the joke was asking.
Yep. Sean, yo mama's so fat, she should be concerned because diabetes is a serious health issue. I mean, those are the kind of anti-jokes I like the most.
That's, you know what? Kid tells that at the playground. He's going to be the
It'll go over everybody's head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What do you call a man with a shovel in his head?
Dead.
An ambulance, due to the fact that he has a rather serious head wound.
All right, they're getting better.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's the little added unnecessary part of that.
Yeah.
What's yellow and is something you shouldn't drink?
Urine.
A school bus.
My answer is also correct.
Oh, Sean, this one falls into I guess high school famous canon again.
Oh, good.
What did the cowboy say at his second rodeo?
It's not my first rodeo.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. Can I get two consecutive whoops? No, 2 consecutive whoops.
Consecutive whoops, which I believe is also high school famous canon.
It is. Yeah.
This is a very canon-filled episode.
What is
make
this,
our own pirate ship.
What is this sea what is it? Sea warfare? I don't know what it's called.
Yep. That was great. When birds fly in a V, why is one side longer than the other?
I've never checked.
Well, it's because there's more birds on one side.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me think. That's right.
Oh my God.
I had to picture a V of birds.
And I was picturing one more on the other side.
Yeah, and then it
Holy
looked
shit.
like it looked the way you were describing.
Yeah, it looks more like a check mark.
Yeah. See, that's what I was trying with the I've never checked thing. You know, I was going with check mark. Anyway, what's the next anti-joke?
I have glasses but cannot see. I have feet but cannot walk. What am I?
A coffee table.
No, a riddle.
You know, that makes me think of the time I was going up to people and I would say, "Oh, what am I doing?" And then I would mime something like I'm putting something in the oven or I'm shooting a bow and arrow. And then they would guess the activity. I'm like, pantomime.
And then walk away.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I would do. Takes me back.
Why does Michael J. Fox make the best milkshakes?
Because of his Parkinson's.
No, because he uses the finest ingredients.
These are so stupid.
Dude, anti-jokes are the best. They're so stupid.
You should have vetoed my dark humor thing and went straight to this. If you knew, how good these were. Yeah, if you knew how good these were.
Why did the dinosaur eat the baby?
Because he was hungry.
No, he didn't. Humans did not appear until after the extinction of dinosaurs.
Why does baby imply a human?
I don't know. It should have said human baby.
My answer is still correct.
How do you confuse a blonde?
You by telling it something it doesn't understand. It?
Yeah. Whoa. No, Sean. You paint yourself green and throw forks at her.
What?
That would be confusing.
That would be confusing. But that's not the only way. My answer is still correct.
Why do swans hiss?
Why, Matt?
Well, biologically, it's coded in their genes to do so when threatened.
Okay. See, these are so much better. All right. I can read these all day.
I know, they're great. This is going to be a long episode. Okay. Knock, knock. Oh, I wonder who's at the door. I hope they know a good joke. Since levity is important in this cruel life, you have to smile sometimes.
Were these written by AI?
No, I don't know. That was funny though. What did one lawyer say to the other lawyer?
Good morning.
We're both lawyers. Why would they say that? Why are there no Jewish people on Uranus?
What? Because they're too big.
No, the nature of the planet does not sustain human life. What's white and annoying at breakfast?
I don't know.
An avalanche. Quite annoying.
Man.
It's so annoying. You know when you're eating bacon and then an avalanche comes?
You could,
that's the worst.
You could also say inconvenient.
Yeah.
We're both lawyers.
What's funny about five people in a Chevy Suburban driving off a cliff?
What, Matt?
Nothing. They were my friends.
That's kind of dark. During Dark Edition.
During Dark. You can pick your nose and you can pick your friends, but you can't rob a bank. That's a felony.
I'm over it.
Okay. Why is there no aspirin in the rainforest?
Because aspirin is developed in the continental United States.
No, Sean.
Oh.
You silly goose. Because it wouldn't be financially viable to try to sell pharmaceuticals in a vastly unpopulated rainforest.
Of course. Of course. Wait, what was the question?
Why is there no aspirin in the rainforest?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You can tell a lot about a woman's mood just by her hands. For example, if she's holding a gun, she's probably angry.
No. Well, I guess probably. Well, probably, though.
But probably. What's the difference between bubble wrap and a carrot? No one eats carrots. I don't like that one.
That makes me think of the elephant and grape question.
Yeah. What do you call a medical student that graduated last in their class?
They're the most recent graduate.
No, doctor. They still graduated, so they're still a doctor.
Damn, that's so stupid.
This one's so dumb. I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she moved to California in 1849.
She's a gold panner. She's a gold panner.
What's green and has wheels?
A lot of vehicles.
Grass. I lied about the wheels.
Hey, that's not fair.
What do you call 100 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean?
Dead.
A horrible boating accident.
Oh, wouldn't they
How
float?
is a laser beam similar to a goldfish? Neither can whistle.
I mean, it's true.
This one's so dumb. Why are hamsters like cigarettes?
Why, Matt?
They're both completely harmless until you put one in your mouth and light it on fire.
I mean, you can't deny it.
It's true. What did one ant say to the other ant?
We're both ants.
Nothing. Ants communicate by pheromones, not speech.
Now, I was thinking of a relative ant, not the insect. So my answer's still correct.
Right. Okay. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, then my illegal logging company is a success.
Some of these make me think of that one Reddit thing that we were talking about a couple episodes ago, where you try to just have something very random at the end. Do you remember what that was?
Is a Reddit thing?
We discovered that it was a thing. We were going through a list of something else.
Oh,
it was referenced.
The 2-sentence horror stories?
Yes. It kind of makes me think of that.
Yeah, but in the end, like these logically make sense.
Yeah, sure.
In a way.
They do.
You know, like what's orange and tastes like an orange and orange?
Yeah.
You know? How do you empty a pool full of Canadians?
With a meatworm.
Politely but firmly tell them, get out of the pool, please. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll respond to it.
What do you call a deer with no eyes?
A tragic boating accident.
No, a deer. The absence of eyes does not change the species.
An eyeless deer?
Well, the actual joke is no idea.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea.
But this is the anti-joke.
This is the anti-joke version of that. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
You think all of these are...
I think a lot of them are like... Yeah, I think a lot of them are like common like joke setups. You know, like the blonde one, like how do you confuse a blonde or whatever.
Yeah. Then they put the complete logical answer at the end. That's like, well,
yeah.
This is how. Yeah.
Yeah. A gorilla walks into a bar and orders a banana martini. The bartender thinks this is peculiar and realizes it's because he is actually dreaming. The man wakes up from the dream and begins to tell his wife all about it. His wife simply ignores him and goes back to sleep. The man rolls over and begins to sob as he realizes his marriage is in shambles.
Wow.
I did not pre-read that one. What do a duck and a bicycle have in common? They both have handlebars except for the duck.
Good.
Why isn't Helen Keller a good driver?
I don't know, Matt.
Because she passed away in 1968 and the deceased are incapable of operating automobiles.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the only reason.
What did one cannibal say to the other after eating a clown?
I'm sorry I didn't offer you any.
No, we're going to get in big trouble for this.
All right, I'm over that. I'm over this. See you next Tuesday.
Oh.
How long are we going to do this for? I mean,
I don't know.
For how long are we going to do this?
Till right now.
If you have a question, complaint, or threat for Sean or Matt, you can reach us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at hsfamouspod, or you can email the show at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. No animals were pleasured during the making of this podcast, despite our best efforts. All hail our Lord and Savior.
Multiple peni?